our wellness section. Mindful eating tips for a balanced diet and life in general. Kind of give you a glimpse of what helps me to stay sane. My daughter is a really slow eater. It doesn't mean I never have snack. That's like my guilty pleasures. It literally takes 5 minutes to make meatballs from this prep things. I really a strong believer in food prepping, especially for kids. The appreciation of the quality ingredients and what goes into it builds up so much gratitude towards food. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's doing good because it's been a little crazy on my side and I've been kind of drowning in all the tasks and all the to-do lists that I have, and I'm finally showing up here on my YouTube channel because it's been a while that I've been filming our wellness section. And I love those. It's my new section that I kind of invented and incorporated into my channel not too long ago. And I kind of really want to keep it going because it's been such a great feedback from you. And I feel like it ties up all together, the workouts, the wellness tips, kind of give you a glimpse of what helps me to stay sane, in shape, kind of balanced, kind of. I like to call it a balance. It's unbalanced balance, okay? So let's situate ourselves so we're more comfortable and ready to chit-chat. I had a big plan of filming with a little flower in the background, and Aurora woke up, so I kind of had to run, pick her up. Now I'm trying to situate myself again. I want to show you the real side of blogging and being a mom, because let me tell you, it's not easy to combine it all. The camera might be shaky because Aurora is shaking it. We're just making the best out of what we can do here, okay? Okay, guys, so we are... You don't need that wire. Okay, why don't you play with this? Woo! By the way, look at her. Look at her, little lady. Look at her saying, oh my God, she's saying hi, everybody. She has an ear infection, so we started antibiotics, and she's getting a little better, so thank God. But it's been a little rough here. So we are going back to our topic. I put some little notes because as everything around, I need a little bit of guidance in my mind. So we're talking today about mindful eating tips for a balanced diet and life in general. And I feel like it's really a core to anything, to be energetic, to be healthy, to have glowy skin, to feel at your best, is really to try to find your own balance within the food and life that you have. And I always say that what works for me might not work for you. I want you to take my tips as an inspiration to find your way of what feels right for you, because some things just might not fit my lifestyle or might not feel in line with how I feel. So I feel like it's always good to take in consideration this as a base concept, but then adjust it and tailor it to your needs, because that's the only way that you can actually sustain it and keep going with it, if you can incorporate it within your lifestyle, within your energy, within your vibe, within your understanding of things. So let's jump right into it. Not gonna waste our time and discuss it. I really had a long way of finding my way into balanced eating, and as somebody who had eating disorder for years, it took me a really long time to find peace with it. And I will share with you those little tips that in combination really makes a difference. Tip number one, she's looking at me like, what is she doing? So eat without distraction. Let's call it this way, this section. Eat without distraction. So I would say it's easy for me to eat without distraction in the morning, during lunchtime, but for the evening time it's a bit more harder for me because my husband really loves to watch TV and eat as we watch TV. It's like our experience, even so they say it's like not the healthiest thing to do and you don't really talk to each other, but I feel like it's our time to decongest and kind of like, okay, we're here. We do occasionally schedule date nights for connection. Generally, like, we are pretty connected. We always talk to each other in the morning, in the evening, but I feel like, as I said, I took this concept of eating without distraction with a bit of adjustment. So my breakfast, let's say I send Allegra to school, and I usually, sorry, I'm like looking there because I have to watch my child still. So I usually send my child to school and I make myself matcha, I make myself yogurt or whatever I'm eating in the morning, and I'm having a moment for myself. I don't scroll through the phone, I don't talk on the phone, I don't watch TV, whatever that is. I'm just being present, and I feel like also it gives a bit of mental clarity for the day to have that very specific quiet moment where you can think about the things that are there ahead of you. Chew slowly. I think this is something that our parents been telling us since we were kids, and it's not for nothing. When you're chewing slowly, something I have to work on as well. I think I'm there almost. I think it's coming also together with the first part where you have to be present with food. Chewing slowly helps you to actually understand what you have in your mouth. Also, the digestive process starts in your mouth, which makes sense. You get fuller with lesser food if you eat slowly because you don't just stuff yourself. My daughter is a really slow eater. I have to say, I kind of tell her, listen, there is a balance between slow eating and extremely slow eating, so let's just find something in between, because sometimes she comes from school and she tells me that her half of lunchbox is still there because she tells me she didn't have enough time to eat. And I'm like, girl, if you're eating like you're eating here in the morning, I get it. The next tip is listening to your body hunger clues. This one, definitely listening to her body hunger clues, because when she's hungry, she is screaming. I think this is a big one, and I always say like I don't snack, and snacking just does not work for me. With that being said, it doesn't mean I never have snack. Of course, I do sometimes before my period, if I'm too hungry, or I'm a human too. Like, I have snacks, I love snacks. Some of the snacks taste really good. But overall, snacking is not within my diet because I like to have those breaks in between meals when I have a clear idea of like, okay, I came to a point when I'm really hungry and it's time to eat. And this way I can have actually a proper balanced meal rather than snacking little portions in between and just have it random and not very planned. And I think it's something that probably also very ADD in me, that I have to have my life very compartmentalized, right? So very in compartment. And I think that not having snacks and actually listening to your hunger clues helps me a lot to have balanced meal without overeating, without eating some crap, and etc. Staying hydrated. This one also I heard a lot. There is a reason for it, because our brain can misunderstand the clue between hunger and actually need of hydration. I'm actually really good at drinking my water, unlike my husband. Generally speaking, I don't drink a lot of soft drinks. I do love sparkling water. I do love this sparkling water with a bit of juice called Spindrift. That's like my guilty pleasures, even so it's not guilty. I feel like switching and removing completely sweet drinks from my diet changed my life. It feels like an empty calories at this point, so I don't really want it anymore. I do have to say, I do love a green juice, I do love a smoothie, I do love a natural coconut water. All of this I drink. I'm just talking purely about soft drinks like Coca-Cola or etc. Juices that are like in the packs that are not even juices. So I feel like switching myself and retraining myself to drink more water and less sweet drinks being life-changing for me. And I've seen a lot of changes within my skin, within everything. And as I always say, anything is a habit. Healthy eating is a habit. Bad eating is a habit too. So if you feel like you can't live without soft drinks, I'm telling you, you can. It just takes a bit of time to reteach yourself, reteach your body, reteach your brain not to have them. Okay, my angel housekeeper came to rescue and she took over 5 minutes so I can finish the video. So we're kind of wrapping up this video, but the last tip that I wanted to give is gratitude to the food. I feel like since I started to cook more, I have so much more appreciation that goes into cooking food, growing food, picking food, and just generally quality of food. I feel like the understanding and connection with the food brings another aspect to how you view it. I always talk about, for me, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle, and it truly is. And I have to say, what really changed my mindset towards food is since I started to be with my husband, I got really influenced by him because he's Italian. And in Italy, they have such a strong culture of food. Even so, I'm a Russian background where our diet is very different from Italian, very heavy, a lot of potatoes, a lot of meat, a lot of dairy. And I will say that I grew up eating very healthy. My mom always cooked, but it was a very heavy food. You know, we have winter seasons most of the year, so we didn't really have access to like fresh fruits and vegetables all year round. With that being said, I feel like I grew up eating healthy overall, but I feel like Italians, they have a whole another understanding of food. It's not just about being fat, but it's also about the experience, the visuals, the taste combinations, history, and etc. So since I've been starting to be with my husband, I do feel like I became in a better shape because I started to be influenced by him and how much attention he pays to a quality of food, and he really doesn't take any ingredients that are not made from scratch. Like if it's a salad dressing, it has to be made from scratch. If it's this, it has to be made from scratch. And a lot of people say, oh my god, it's a lot of work, but I'm telling you, if you get into a rhythm of it, it's really not. And I'm so big at food prepping, like my kids eating everything made from scratch at home, but it does not mean that I at the kitchen all day long, as many people think. This is not true. We are doing, like, for instance, my kids love turkey meatballs that I've been sharing on my channel before, and it's like a staple in our household. And I actually kind of taught this recipe to my nanny as well. So we take a day where I go to the grocery store, pick all the ingredients, we together grind it and make the meat, like grind it with together with vegetables and panko and everything. We form the cutlets, the meatballs, and we freeze them in the freezer. And this stack of meatballs lasts us for about a month or even more. So, and it literally takes 5 minutes to make meatballs from this prep thing. So I think that if you have a little bit of organization and you're good at food prepping, it actually takes so much less effort than you think. And I think I have to make a whole nother video on how I do the food prepping, and maybe those little tips will be helpful. But I really a strong believer in food prepping, especially for kids, for kid meals. So I think that appreciation of the quality ingredients and what goes into it builds up so much gratitude towards food. So I think that before the meal, you really have to be connected to it. Just feel a little bit connected on a deeper level with it to have an appreciation. And as I said, this mindset that happened in my mind, the switch kind of automatically draws me towards healthier choices because of understanding of everything that goes behind that. So that will be my tips for today. I hope you enjoyed this little video. I will be so happy to answer your questions as always. I hope you also been enjoying my workouts. It's kind of a new content on my channel, so I'm testing it out. I love working out. Working out been with me for years and years and years as a model. It was my job to stay in shape. I've done so many workout trainings, done so many practices, different practices, so I feel like I found my way, what helps me to stay in shape. So if you want a balanced, easy life, staying in shape, being happy, follow me for more tips, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!